Michelle Prada bone video. This is the clavicle. This is the lateral end of the clavicle, and this is the medial end of the clavicle. This is the scapula. This is the inferior angle of the scapula. This is the superior angle of the scapula. The superior border of the scapula. This is the lateral border of the scapula. This is the medial border of the scapula. This is the glenoid fossa. This is the acromion process, the coracoid process, the supraspinous fossa, infraspinous fossa, the spine, subscapular fossa, and the scapular notch. This is the humerus. This is the head of the humerus. This is the anatomical neck of the humerus, the surgical neck of the humerus, the greater tubercle, the lesser tubercle, the intertubercular groove. This is the deltoid tuberosity, and this is the radial groove. We have the trochlea and the capitulum, the medial epicondyle and the lateral epicondyle, the medial supracondylar ridge, the lateral supracondylar ridge, the coronoid fossa, and the radial fossa, and the olecranon fossa. This is the ulna. We have the olecranon process and the coronoid process and the trochlear notch and the radial notch. This is the head of the ulna and the styloid process. This is the radius. We have the head of the radius, the neck of the radius, the radial tuberosity, the styloid process, and the ulnar notch. This is the pelvis. This is the ischial crest. We have the anterior superior iliac spine, the anterior inferior iliac spine, the posterior superior iliac spine, and the posterior inferior iliac spine, the iliac fossa, the greater sciatic notch, and the acetabulum. You have the ischial spine and the lesser sciatic notch, the ischial tuberosity, and the ischial ramus. You have the inferior ramus and the superior ramus, the obturator foramen, the pubic crest, and the pubic symphysis. This is the femur. You have the head of the femur, the neck of the femur, the greater trochanter and the lesser trochanter, the intertrochanteric crest, the intertrochanteric line, the gluteal tuberosity, linea aspera, medial condyle, lateral condyle, medial epicondyle, lateral epicondyle, intercondylar fossa, and the patellar surface. This is the tibia. You have the medial condyle and the lateral condyle, the tibial tuberosity, the anterior crest, and the medial malleolus. This is the fibula. This is the head of the fibula and the neck of the fibula, the shaft, and the lateral malleolus of the fibula. This is the foot. This is the calcaneus and the talus, and this is the cuboid bone, the navicular bone, and these are the cuneiforms. This is the metatarsal number 1, metatarsal number 2, metatarsal number 3, metatarsal number 4, and metatarsal number 5. This is the base of the metatarsals, and this is the head of the metatarsals. This is proximal phalange number 1 and distal phalange number 1, proximal phalange number 2, middle phalange number 2, distal phalange number 2, proximal phalange number 3, middle phalange number 3, distal phalange number 3, proximal phalange number 4, middle phalange number 4, distal phalange number 4, proximal phalange number 5, middle phalange number 5, and distal phalange number 5. This is a left talus, and this is a left calcaneus, and this is a left cuboid, and this is a right navicular, and this is a hamate bone. This is the hand. This is the scaphoid bone, the lunate, the triquetral, the pisiform, the trapezium, the trapezoid, the capitate, and the hamate. This is metacarpal number 1, metacarpal number 2, metacarpal number 3, metacarpal number 4, and metacarpal number 5. This is the head of the metacarpal, this is the base of the metacarpal. This is proximal phalange number 1, proximal phalange number 2, proximal phalange number 3, proximal phalange number 4, and proximal phalange number 5. This is distal phalange number 1, distal phalange number 2, distal phalange number 3, distal phalange number 4, and distal phalange number 5. This is middle phalange number 2, middle phalange number 3, middle phalange number 4, and middle phalange number 5.